Welcome back to the channel. Now, as Minister Tufton and other ministers of the administration continue to face criticism, it seems as if the administration is pleading with Jamaicans for one second chance to prove themselves. And some say these cries are falling on deaf ears. Just as though the cries of the people for better crafted policies for the younger generation and calls for better infrastructure, better policies have seemingly, as they said, fall on the administration's deaf ears also. Now, Tufton said certain narratives being pushed by the opposition is just not true. Now, I couldn't hear from him, and they will continue reasoning. Look and listen.
For a community by the opposition leader, because he caused me to rearrange my speech a bit to satisfy, because I think it's important, because I think when we talk to our Jamaicans, whether here or abroad, while I agree with the debates and the cut and thrust of the debate, I think we have to be careful about false narratives, either through ignorance, lack of understanding, or just plain mischief. And I'm not accusing you of any one of the above, but something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with that narrative. Because if you really want more beds, and more waiting area, and more doctors, and more nurses, how could you not want us hiring more doctors and nurses, building more health centers, building more hospitals to provide more beds? It don't make sense. If you really want a rehabilitated Cornwall Regional Hospital rather than a band-aid quick fix measure, how could you not want us to strip down a building that was leaking, had electrical problem, had mold, and not build back a proper and new hospital? Remember, I tell you, there's a difference between rescoping and cost overrun. And the mischief in your statement and statements on that side is that the impression is created that somehow what was supposed to be 3 or 4 billion almost turned 21 because somebody pocket the rest of it and gone somewhere with it. It is unfair. It is wrong. It is immoral. And it is mischief. So the reason why I am making the leader of the opposition the subject of my conversation. And by the way, I respect the role that you have and that you have to speak. So this is not a broadside unfairly, but I want you to have the facts so that when you speak, you can understand that we can't have our own facts. Facts is facts. That's the point, right? Facts is facts.
Now, while we know political tactics are being used by both sides, both the administration in power and the opposition seeking to be elected as the new administration leading the country forward, we know that both sides are playing angles. Now, the administration is saying the narrative being pushed by the administration is untrue. Truth be told, the criticism that certain ministers are facing not necessarily come from what the opposition are saying. Things that the opposition are pointing out to people. Some might are news to people. People unaware. Most people just believe that the administration is not doing what them said them would do. I feel like what happened is that people who were once supporters of the administration in the past, and the polls are show this, even though some people say the polls win election, but the polls are show this. People who were once in support of the administration are now wondering if the opposition is a better choice. Some people go as far as to say the administration now is relying on the popularity of the Prime Minister. Because that's something the polls also showed, that as an elected official, the Prime Minister is still more popular than the opposition leader. As a politician by himself, as a party overall, people say, oh, maybe the opposition is a better party. And the polls are show that. So it seems like all the other ministers just rely upon the fact that the Prime Minister is still popular amongst Jamaicans. But the people feel like say, yo, the ministers around him now do what them need to do. But of course the comment section open. One of the first questions I can ask them is, what you think? And we ask, truly, what you think? Now what people are telling us, say, now what you hear say, now what you see in the media, what do you think? Do you think the administration is doing a good job? And that a next election would give them enough time to do all the things that they have promised to the Jamaican people, and them can then get to fulfill on those promises. Even though the government says they don't make promises, they make commitments. So, fulfill those commitments. I believe, say, the opposition is a good option. Or the next option, seeing that even though you can have more than one party, it's always like a two-party thing. It's always this party or that party. Options are normally regulated to just two. And of course, we know you have some people say, yes, you have an independent party, but when we see the polls, we don't know. Because when the polls show, the polls is always focused on the two main parties. So we don't even know if there is even any support for that other party. Talk to me too. Do you feel like Tufton was the right minister to come plead with the party or plead for the party? Because basically the way most people are interpreting these statements is that, for one, the minister pointed out that the opposition has said things where, and a facts, you must say no go so. Them just assess so. So him do what him do for clear up that. Him also point out in recent statements say, how long the government has now been elected, which is something we see the administration point out saying, even though the opposition is telling you that they are the best option for the country, they might point out the opposition's legacy. Now, supporters of the opposition are quick to point out that was under different leadership. Same party, different leadership. With different leadership comes different directions. So they must say, yes, while that did take place, and there's no refuting history. As recently we see a video circulated social media with a long list of taxes that was said to be implemented by the opposition. So the administration have proof of what they matter about. The thing is, Gen Z, this new generation of voters, this new generation of Jamaicans, are not fully aware of what took place and are now taking certain things at face value. Meaning say even though there's proof and even though documentation is there, depending upon who's saying it to this new generation, they might listen or not listen. So for some, them say everything that is being said as a political tactic. Everything from both sides. What them say is what both administration plan to do for move the country forward. Which administration plans to listen to the people. Craft policies where are in line with what the people them say will benefit Jamaica. Because remember, elected officials just debate legislation and pass legislation and talk with foreign entities or foreign governments on the people's behalf. When we say the economy are going to do good, it means say companies and the people who are on the Jamaican island who are work are going to do what is needed to be done for the economy to do good. So it still relies on the people. So when the people say them need certain policies for help businesses to grow and become bigger businesses so them can employ more people, the state of here listen. Them can't say, oh, the people know them at all about, them never go to school for political science. This is not a political science. It's basically social studies. What the people must say is not what the state do. That will create a divide. But clearly, if the people and the state is on the same page, we can say a better Jamaica. For people who visit the island, people who reside there permanently, returning residents, people who do business on the island, people across the region and across the world love Jamaica and Jamaican culture. Just like how, you know, Jamaicans love world culture. Just like how you see we love all the other Caribbean islands, you know what I mean? And all of the places them across the world. But talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Do you think the administration in power has been doing their best? And with another election, them can fulfill on commitments? Or do you believe that the opposition deserve a chance and they might be a better option? Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Now we're here. If you're new to the channel, pass through, click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and of course, put it on all. And this is how you know will be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you. Right here on the platform, the like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. And tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out the channel, check out the reasoning. And also join the discussion in the comment section up 24/7. It never lack it. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. And we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, you can continue the reasoning right there. Now until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours are for to live, love, and prosper. And for to stay tuned.